Hi guys, it's Bill with Media Unlocked, and well, it's the end of Tripod Month. I am back in 3O Studios in Lexington, Kentucky, and I wanted to tell you what I found. First, let me introduce you to all of the players. I've got a lot of gear here, so this is going to take just a minute. Over here, I've got the Benro Mach 3 tripod legs. Okay, you notice no head, just the legs. Got the Colorado Tripod Company's Centennial 2. I've got Winston from Three Legged Thing. Got 4 ball heads that I was taking a look at. We have entries here from Benro, from Really Right Stuff, from Acratech, and we have the beast from the east over here from Kirk. Wanted to tell you what I found. Now, just for starters, just to remind you, I am hunting for a tripod. I have decided that it's time to invest in a real tripod instead of all of the junk I've been buying over the years. Cheap tripods, I would drop them and they'd break, they'd get dirty, and I couldn't take them apart to clean them. They would bend, they wouldn't support my gear. I've decided it's time to stop wasting my money on it and get a good tripod. Well, the first thing I discovered, I needed 2. See, with my shooting style, there are 2 things I really need a tripod for. Number 1 is I need a tripod for landscape, something I can keep in my car, something I can drive out to places. I spend a lot of time shooting waterfalls. I need a tripod that is very sturdy on the rocks, on the banks of little creeks and things like that. But I also need a travel tripod. See, the problem is I need something that's lighter, something that's very small, foldable. I can carry it on a plane when I travel. And, well, I can't get both of those in one thing. That's just not possible. So I've decided I'm going to have to get 2. So I took a look around, I started investigating, and I found some features that I really knew I wanted. For one thing, I wanted carbon fiber. They are lighter when they're made out of carbon fiber. I wanted that lightness. I wanted to be able to move it around. So everything here is carbon, if at all possible. Obviously not the heads, but all of the legs are carbon. I wanted something with twist locks on the legs. Twist locks are a little bit easier to take care of. You can unscrew them more easily. You can clean your tripod, which is something you need to do, I discovered. If they get dirty, they get dirt up in there, and they just suddenly stop working, and then you throw it away and replace it with another cheap tripod. The good ones you can take apart. Knob legs make it, or twist lock legs make it a little bit easier to do that. I was looking for something in my travel tripod, very foldable, very light, but also strong. Now, landscape tripods, the first one I took a look at, the only one I took a look at, was the Benro Mach 3. I settled on this one just by looking at the specs for everything that's out there and looking at my price point. I have used Really Right Stuff. I've used Gitzo. They're great tripods, okay? I love the tripods. They are really fantastic, but they're also kind of pricey. Benro provided a great product at a lower price point. So the Mach 3, just to give you the specs from Benro Mach 3, 35 pounds of gear this beast will carry. It will go up to 60 inches without the center column, 69 if you engage the center column. It's taller than I am. I like that. I can put a leg down below me on a creek surface, for example, and still be able to shoot it comfortably. So what have we got? Let's take a look at the Benro. The Benro will shoot at 60 inches tall without the center post, 69 with it. That's bigger than I am. I wasn't worried about height on this one. Again, carbon fiber. I really love the fact that it had the twist locks that I like. It comes in at $425. It will carry 35 pounds of gear, which is almost everything I've got. I could, just about put my camera bag on this thing. And it comes in at 4.5 pounds. That's really good for a travel tripod. When I tested it out, it was unbelievably sturdy. Let me just look at this. It just doesn't want to move. I love it. The legs can be splayed out very wide, so I can drop it down low if I'm trying to shoot a flower or something like that. It is just so easy to use, so easy to fold up. I settled very quickly. I said, yeah, this is the one I need. But then it became, which ball head did I want to take a look at? So I've got a Really Right Stuff right here. Got a Benro, got an Acratech, and the beast from the east, I got the Kirk, okay? All of them are great choices, and I'm going to tell you that right from the start. They are all absolutely great choices. So I took a look at the Benro, of course, because it's a Benro ball head. This is the Benro B3. It comes in at 1.5 pounds. It will carry 40 pounds of gear, and it was the least expensive of the bunch at $165. Now, like all good tripod ball heads, you've got an easy to read bubble level right up here near the top. They have a knob container for a standard Arca Swiss mount plate. They give you a little cover screw for the screw to protect the threads. That's really nice. I like the layout here. This is a great knob on it. It's a big knob. It's got numbers that are laser etched into it so that you can see how much pressure you're using and recreate things. Very smooth. Okay, very, very, very smooth. Great head. Great head. Great head. Now, really Right Stuff. You've all heard of them. You've used the gear, I hope. You've had a chance to use it. Everything with Really Right Stuff is perfection. It is great, but it's all rather pricey. Now, I tried this head out. Great head. Again, same thing as always, Arca Swiss plate. You've got the bubble lever here. All of the good ones have it. This one uses a clamping system to mount it down, and I like the clamp when it comes to the Arca Swiss plates. To me, they just feel more secure. Some people like the knob. I like the clamp. That put this one a little bit ahead of the Benro. I love this knob. This is so smooth. I mean, Really Right Stuff is really right, okay? Everything they produce is absolutely spectacular. Now, the problem with Really Right Stuff is the price tags are kind of high too. This is $415. I really like this. It comes in at 17.1 ounces. That's just a touch over a pound. Carry 18 pounds of gear. Okay, good choice. The Beast from the East. I love Kirk. The beautiful thing about Kirk, this is the biggest ball out there that I'm aware of. It's almost 2¼ inches big. It is so big, it is just beautifully smooth, okay? Kirk has got a self-lubricating ball down here, so you don't ever have to put your WD-40 in there. They use a knob system instead of the clamp. It's a great ball head too. One of the things I really liked about the Kirk, now, you know those little wrenches that they give you to hex key wrenches for your lever and your Arca Swiss plates? I don't know about you guys, but I've got like 6 of them floating around in the bottom of my bag, but I've probably dropped 30 of them at least in the grass between here and the Nevada desert. I lose them all the time. Kirk's trying to help you out. Look right here. This isn't just a little attractive bar. It's a hex key wrench so that you've always got one with it. Now, don't worry. If I buy this head, I'll find a way to lose it. I'll have to replace it. But I just thought it was really cool just to have one right there ready to go. But I got to admit, the Acratech is the one I've decided to go with. Now, the Acratech head is different. As you can see, it's a very different shape, very different machining, very different everything. But what I discovered is that this difference allows us to get completely different angles. It's so much easier to find angles here with this. Now, why is that useful? If I'm shooting on a landscape, more times than not, I'm on not a level surface. I'm on something where I'm leaning downhill or whatever. And the Acratech is easier to adjust to give me a level horizon because of its angles. Now, it's got the bubble like everybody else. It's easy to use, easy to go with on everything. But there was one feature that really sold me. I like panoramas. I like to shoot a lot of panoramas. And every ball head out there has a pano setting that you can use to get a nice panning ball head. But Acratech took it one step farther. If you take this apart, here, let me show you. Can I borrow this, Kirk? If you take this apart and get it going, you take it completely apart, pull this clamp off, flip it upside down, and then put the clamp back on. Just like this. Tighten it up. I'm going to give it one last little tight. There. That's why I lose these things, okay? You set this down, and now what you've got is a really great panning head right there. So easy to use this on a panorama. And of course, you've got the gears etched out here on the side so you know how far the degrees are around your arc, so you know how many shots to take. You know exactly where to set them up to get your easy stitching when you're doing it in Photoshop. That feature right there is what sold me on the Acratech ball head. So this is what's going to go on top of my Benro legs. If I ever take out another mortgage. No, I'm kidding. They are definitely something that I want to take a look at. So what about travel tripods? I've got the Centennial 2, and I've got, I should probably put that back before I lose it, and I've got the Three-Legged Thing from Winston. Now, which one did I go with? Let's start talking first off about the Three-Legged Thing. Okay, now this is a great tripod. Again, you can't go wrong with this. You take a look at this, and it's just like anything else. But immediately when I started looking at Three-Legged Thing, I discovered something that I just didn't really like. In order to keep it in the bag, you have to keep it folded up. So basically, you have to unfold the legs or fold them back up when you put it in the bag or take it loose out of the bag. That's awkward, okay? This is the way the tripod functions in the real world. It's just kind of awkward having to do that every time you pack it up. Now, it's carbon fiber. It's got the nice legs. Like everything else, every other good tripod out there, you can get, great low level. Take the center leg off, take it out. You get a great low. You can hang the camera upside down, just like all of them. They're all good like that. Three-Legged Thing from Winston's Three-Legged Thing works really, really, really well. The ball head is smooth. You've got a great knob here. They don't give you a friction knob, which is kind of strange, but you really don't need it. You can lock it down and you can get by easily without it. The one thing I didn't really like also when it was set up, we put this on a Fuji camera with an articulating screen, and the problem was that in order to use it, we couldn't put this knob in the back. The articulating screen kind of dropped down a little bit, and it just made it impossible. We had to put this knob on the front. Now that's a workaround. You can get away with it. It's not a problem, but it's just kind of awkward. Started paying real attention to the Colorado Tripod Company. And, well, it's a little bit smaller. Whereas Winston can go at 57 inches without his center column, 76 with his center column. The Colorado Tripod Company is a little bit smaller than that. He comes in at 50 inches without his center column, 58 with it. So he's a little bit smaller, but he's lighter. He's just over 3 pounds, whereas Winston is just over 4 pounds. Part of that is the fact that it is smaller, but another part of it is that Colorado has spent a lot of time drilling out parts of the heads and the legs that don't really need to be there. So they make it lighter by getting rid of excess metal. Now that's a little bit more of an expensive making and machining process, but it really works to make the tripod a little bit better. Another thing I liked particularly about the Colorado Tripod Company is they specifically designed it so that the friction knob, the pan knob, and the ball knob are all right under your left hand. Now, this makes it really great. If you've got your right hand on your camera, you've got your ball controls, your tripod controls right here. You don't have to take your hand off your camera to adjust the tripod. Most tripods put them 1/3 of the way around. So somewhere down the road, if you're going to adjust everything, you've got to take your hand off your camera. I really like the way this worked. You've got great twist locks here. Okay. Winston has got these little teeny ball legs, little teeny knobs here down at the bottom, I'm sorry. So they're very small. And if you want to get spikes, for example, to shoot on some forest floor or shoot on the beach or something like that, you have to buy them as an optional accessory. Bigger, easier to use, and they come with a spike underneath it. Now it's a short spike, and I actually did take a look at longer spikes, 3 inches, because I wanted them to get longer. If you go down in a little creek or something, you get less water vibration that way. But this is just more stable. The bigger foot, the spike was great. Colorado also has different plates. Arca Swiss system, if you have an R5, for example, takes a different one. If you want a longer plate, I just liked them better. They worked better for me. All in all, I decided on the Colorado Tripod Company. The accessories, the ease of use, the spikes, the fact that it was all on one side, that was what did it. Colorado Tripod comes in at $449, which puts it under $500 for a great travel tripod. Again, that's the one I chose. Now, none of this gear is bad. All of this is spectacular gear, and you won't go wrong buying any of it. But that's what I've discovered after a month of tripods. So thanks for paying attention. I hope you stuck with us this long. I know it was a little bit out of the ordinary for us, but maybe you'll get some advantages here and take a look at tripods in a slightly different light. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Let's go.